you guys a little bit about what our success criteria was this year and to see if we can see it in last year's. Okay? Who wants to give me the first thing that I would have asked you to do this year? Go on. Yeah, so we cover the length of it definitely. In terms of devices, they would be different. They'd certainly be different to imaginative, different to persuasive. What were they? Only wanted 4 from you. Whereas we were talking with imaginative, 15 to 16 devices in the end. What were the 4? Actually, I want your hands down. I'll ask. So, Kate, what was the first one I would have asked from you in an informative paragraph?
Modality?
No, that would be persuasive. Who wants to help you now? Go on, Ollie.
Engaging subheading.
That'd be the first one, right? Right at the start of it too. So an engaging subheading. So that's 1, only 3 to go. What's the next one? Otis, Branson.
Statistics.
Yeah, so what did we say? Statistics and
research.
a bit of research. So either or both. So stats and research. The next one, which is not as simple, I guess, Ben.
Isn't it like
Help me out, Grace. Technical language. And the last one we would have talked about was what? Elliot.
statement and
So a clear statement or a rhetorical question, right? We'll just go down with a rhetorical question. Okay. Let's have a look at it. So we're looking at that as a success. Oh, would we have said anything else? There's probably one more thing I would have said. So I would have definitely said 4 to 5. I would have told you those 4 devices. There's one more thing I would have probably asked you for. Do you know what it is, Sheldon? And it's something I would have asked you for in an imaginative as well. Have a go, is it? No, that's a device we would have used. I would have asked you for something that I wanted to see in your writing. Something, actually probably something I didn't want to see in your writing.
Oh!
Yep.
No repetition.
No repetition of devices, right? I don't want the same thing over and over again. So if we looked at it as that, we'd be looking at, if we were looking at our success criteria, we'd be looking at 5 things. We'd want 4 to, we'd be looking at 6 things. We want 4 to 5 sentences. I would have wanted an engaging subheading, I would have had statistics and research, technical language, rhetorical question, and then I certainly would have said go through, we'll edit it and see that there's no repetition. So let's have a look at it. Anyone want to talk about the first part of it? What's the first thing you read, Parker? No, the first thing you read here. We're back. What is it? It's engaging subheading, right? So we're okay with that. We're fine. Engaging subheading. We're back. Is it engaging?
Yeah.
Why is it engaging, Otis?
Because it's sort of like something rose from the dead, or they came back from house and chips somewhere.
So what do you think we're talking about as a whole, bud? Yeah?
Like, because the first one is like, yeah, they like lost, kind of, and then that just found that like, the first one's good, they thought they were dead.
No, she's not here,
So
though.
it's like, we back.
Yeah, so it's saying we're back, but it's really talking about the phasmids, right? We're talking about flora and fauna. But it's tried to...
Call Miss Lloyd back in session.
No, I don't. I just want to sit down, mate. So we're okay with it. We've got the engaging subheading. If I read through it, phasmids, also known as the land lobster, were thought to be extinct by 1930. Incredibly, they were found again on a tiny branch on top of Ball's Pyramid. This was an unbelievable discovery, meaning the phasmids had literally come back from the dead. With only 20 to 30 left in the world, a pair were taken back to Lord Howe Island to study and breed into a new generation. Imagine finding something you thought was lost forever. Is there any statistics or research? I got the same hands. Yep.
Yes, because they did top of the tiny branch on top of Ball's Pyramid, and not everyone knows that.
That's just being specific about where. Is there any sort of statistic or research? The statistics, remember, we always talk about numbers. Yeah? Go on.
20 to 30 left in the world.
Yeah, probably not a percentage, probably not terribly specific, but it is certainly numbers about the creature, yeah? We happy with that? So we can say that we definitely had some statistics. Do we have any research? Was there research, Elkie?
They're extinct in 1930.
But is there anything backing that up? Is there anything saying we have proof of this? Do you know what I mean? Is there anyone that they reference or refer to? You don't have to look for something if you don't think it's there.
Yeah,
You don't know. Does everyone think that probably there is no research there? It's certainly not referenced. This doesn't say a study by National Geographic or something like that. Okay, but it does have the statistics. It does have some amounts. It just doesn't sort of have anything to back that up. Okay, so it was okay with the statistics. The research was probably a little bit lacking. What about language? What language do you think is in that is specific to the topic? There are a few hands now, which is good. Give me one, Elliot. Ball's Pyramid is specific in terms of where it was found, so we'll say that that's really relevant to the topic. Where is it? Yeah. What else have we got that is really relevant to the actual creature or yep?
Land lobster.
Land lobster, because it's... Well, then if you've said land lobster, what are you going to add to that? You need to add something to that. A phasmid, yeah? So that's the technical or the scientific name for it. Land lobster being relevant because it refers to it. What else, Ben?
Like Lord Howe Island.
Again, being specific about where it is good. Yep, so we can say that's technical language if we're talking about it being specific. I guess extinct's a good one too. What's it mean? What's it mean? Doesn't exist, it's gone forever, right? Extinct, so it's definitely technical language. What else? I think I saw something closer to the bottom that is a small word, but I think it's relevant.
Generation.
Generation's a good one. We're talking about technical words. What else? There's one more that I can see.
1930.
Talking about the time frame. Yep. What about this? So what does breed mean?
Oh.
What does breed mean? Yep. Probably, I'll help you out. To reproduce, right? So that word's really good because it's a technical word that's referring to, I guess I'm taking it back and trying to reproduce a colony, yeah? Does that make sense? Okay. We okay with technical language?
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Rhetorical question you guys generally would have used at the end. I don't want to talk about statement, I just want to talk about in terms of rhetorical question. Is there one there? Put your hand up if you think there is. What do you think it is? Imagine finding something you thought was lost forever. Is that a question? Just wait. Stop. Is that a question? Someone put your hand up and tell me. Is that a question? Henrik, what do you think?
Yeah, because it makes them thinking. It just says, makes them think about something.
It makes them think about
Finding something that was lost forever.
It's not actually a question, but it's just asking you to imagine, right? So what does a rhetorical question do? What does a rhetorical question do, Doug?
It's like puts you
What's it make you do? What's it supposed to make you do?
gets you thinking. Yeah, like puts you in like kind of to try and like find out like what it was like.
Okay.
So like in a narrative story, it could like put a cliffhanger.
Someone help her out. What does a rhetorical question ask you to do?
Get you thinking.
Get you to think about it. So this isn't a question, but it is saying imagine. So it's doing the same thing.
Rhetorical statement.
Kind of is, isn't it? It's asking you to dwell on something or think about it, but it's not an actual question. So even though they haven't given a rhetorical question, this probably does exactly the same thing. It promotes thought. So they haven't got it there, but they've done the same thing. So I'm okay with it. I'm going to tick it off as well. So far we've got 4 to 5 sentences. We have the engaging subheading. We have statistics and research, technical language, and as close to a rhetorical question as we need to have. The last thing is there any repetition? I'll read through it one more time. I'm thinking we're okay. Phasmids, also known as the land lobster, were thought to be extinct by 1930. Incredibly, they were found again on a tiny branch on top of Ball's Pyramid. This was an unbelievable discovery, meaning the Phasmid had literally come back from the dead. With only 20 to 30 left in the world, a pair were taken back to Lord Howe Island to study and breed into a new generation. Imagine finding something you thought was lost forever. Very quickly, I don't want to dwell on it. Is there any repetition? It's all pretty good, right? I have one thing that is irking me, and it's because of what we did yesterday. We did a little bit of grammar yesterday. We talked about nouns, collective nouns. We talked about pronouns. We talked about proper nouns. Can anyone see in the text what I'm annoyed with? Do you all notice? Have a go.
Balls forever.
Yeah. Why?
Because it doesn't have a capital.
Yeah. So that's not part of our success criteria, but generally speaking, from what we know and what we've learned elsewhere, we know that that's probably something that we can improve too. Yes. Maybe a wish, I guess, in terms of